Hey, stabilize, energize, contain, and release. That's exactly how Moe described his swing. In this video, we're going to talk about the containment and the release of the power.
Here's left side control. Purify any better than that, I'll eat your head.
Your left foot never moves then.
Oh, I should say not. All this crap. Gosh. To me, that's so many moving parts you don't have to make to hit a little golf ball. You don't have to do that. To hit a golf ball? Are you kidding? How can they call it timing, balance, and coordination in your... Holy Moses. If that's timing and balance, I quit.
Well, in many of the discussions I had with Moe, we talked about power. Like, everybody wants to hit the ball longer and straighter, but it was really about efficiency with Moe. I remember having breakfast with Wally Uline, who was the chairman of Titleist Acushnet Corporation back in the day, and he was good friends with Moe, and he said Moe is the most efficient ball striker that he ever knew. He got the most out of his golf swing. That's what we call efficiency. And Moe would discuss his swing with me, and he used the terms stabilize, energize, contain, and release to describe how he was producing power, and it also described the sequence of the swing, how we do that in a way that allows us to deliver that club efficiently and effectively to the moment of impact. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how do we produce a swing that is powerful, efficient, and lets us take the club, take it back, and deliver to impact in the most efficient, effective way. Now, here's a real point of discussion here is Moe said stabilize, energize, contain, release. Well, what does that mean? Well, in the previous video, we talked about stabilization, how important is stabilization, how important is energizing the club, which is leveraging it at the top with the proper body position, which is a function of stabilization. And then we contain this energy and release it. And so all that is just describing sequence of the swing. Let's go through each one of those things, a little refresher on stabilization. So here we are at address. Obviously, positions matter. And the more I talk to you about this, I want you to understand that I want you to get your positions right. But we can't every video talk about all the positions. But if I don't get the positions right, I can't do what I'm talking about in this video. So make sure you're mastering the positions, the address position, the hand position, the tilt and hand position of the body. So I'm gonna get my address position. Now, obviously I'm gonna stabilize the lower body as I go back. That allows me to continue the motion of the upper body and leverage the club. This is what Moe energized the club with, his upper body. So stabilization down here, energize the club up here. Now, he's gonna stabilize again. So there's another stabilization factor into that lead leg. So he stabilized again. And now what happens as he turns, notice I'm not losing this angle, I'm containing. I'm gonna contain this angle I've created and this upper body position, I'm containing this. And then what happens is I come down here and we're gonna talk about stabilization happens again, and then he's gonna release this as he goes through. Stabilization, energize, contain, release. That's a beautiful way to describe the swing if you ask me. I mean, it's such a great way to describe it. Now, let's talk about as I go through this. Here we go again. So to the top, stabilizing lower body, energizing the club, containing this as I stabilize again and contain this, and then I release this energy. And watch this, that's what actually happens during the swing. That's exactly what's happening. Stabilization, energize the club, contain, release that energy you've created. All that is related, as I talked about in the previous video, all of that is related to stabilization, because that's why you have to do this in the proper order. The sequence of this is very important. For example, I can't energize this club if I'm not stable. I can't contain the energy if I don't have already created it. A lot of you want more speed, but you're not in the position to produce speed. A lot of you want to deliver the club more consistently to impact, but you're not in a position, a stable position to deliver the club to impact. All these things matter. And so you got to get it right in the proper order. Stabilization has to come first. So from a good position, we have to stabilize. And then we Then we energize the club, we contain and release. So all those factors have to be in play. And watch what happens coming down. I want to discuss when I'm coming down and I'm containing, when I'm coming down, notice the body gets into a position because of side bend and rotation to where it's stable again. So there's a stable here. That's when I release the arms. So that release happens from a stabilized upper body position as well. That's containment, and then I release it. So, you know, Moe was such a genius when it came to this stuff. Here we go again. Stabilize, energize, contain, release. And it's such a good way to feel it. Give yourself a chance. So what I want you to do is go out there, think of stabilize the body, energize the club, contain and release that. Contain and release happen very fast. Contain and release, that's happening in that split second as you contain and then release, hitting your positions, stabilizing on both sides of the body. I hope this stuff's helping you discuss the things that Moe and I talked about those many times we were on the range or on the golf course discussing the swing. I'm trying to bring that to you to help you understand why he was the greatest ball striker that's ever lived. Click the bell icon, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video to talk more about Moe's incredible single plane swing.